All right, I wanted to come back real quick this week. This is the week before Thanksgiving, and I wanted to share some thoughts about how do we attack this holiday and other holidays and events that we have when we are on a weight loss journey trying to lose weight. And some of the thoughts that are coming to my mind, I wanted to share with everyone on this channel here. So the way I look at it, you have about three options. The first option you have is on the day of Thanksgiving or whatever the event would be. You just treat it like any other day, which means you make sure that your diet stays intact. You don't overeat. Your calories are at the restricted amount, and you just kind of maintain that throughout the day. So that means that even though there's going to be a lot of different food available that day, you're going to have pies, as well as the main turkey and all the other side dishes. You really got to kind of limit yourself to the minimal amount, and you'll have to say no to a lot of things along the way. That's your first option. Your second option is to kind of know going in what you want to eat. So this is kind of like saying, you know what, I'm going to set limits to myself, but I'm going to set them going in. I know that I'm only going to eat certain types of foods, and I'm not going to overindulge on them, but I will allow myself to have a little bit of flexibility, knowing that if I go over my calories, I may end up just having to work a little bit harder the next couple of days just to get back to where I was, but kind of have that own personal accountability that you set up with yourself in advance. So you kind of want to have a little bit of a game plan saying, you know what, I know that this is a special day and I know that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to stay on track. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of have a little bit of a personal conversation with myself a day or two before and kind of say, okay, what's the deals that I'm going to make with myself that's going to allow me to do this in a way that I feel comfortable with it in the moment. And the third option is to basically say all bets are off. It's Thanksgiving, no big deal. I've worked hard all year long, and now it's, or however long, and it's like, this is just one of those days, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to just enjoy the time with my friends and my family. I'm going to enjoy the football games, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'll just eat whatever's in front of me. I'll eat the dessert, and if I feel like I want to eat seconds, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the way I look at it, those are the three options that you have. Now, I would personally recommend option number 2. And the reason I say option number 2 is because I do think there is a certain amount of social eating, the bit of the socializing that happens during Thanksgiving. It's kind of customary to want to be polite to the people that work hard and put the meal together. So you want to be able to eat some of the food, and maybe even have a small piece of pie, and maybe that's what the conversation is. I'm just going to have a small piece of pumpkin pie, but the apple pie, I'm not going to have 2 pieces. I'm not going to have a piece of each. And that's a way where you can kind of hit this middle ground where you can be appreciative of the people that have made the good food, and you can enjoy eating that food with your friends and family during this special time, but at the same time not going overboard. And again, there is this process that you have to kind of realize, though. I think what happens is in these events, what happens is usually you can kind of do pretty good in the morning. Obviously, breakfast doesn't really kind of affect you too much. Lunch, you're kind of doing okay and you're hanging on. And then by the time dinner comes, you're kind of like thinking, oh man, I've done so good so long so far. And now somebody else is going to come up alongside you, unfortunately, with all good intentions and say, it's okay, go ahead and have some extra pie. And that might end up happening. And that tends to be the case. But I think if you give it a good, honest go, the first half of the day, wherever you fall off on, at lunchtime or at dinner time, I should say, you're kind of, at least that much further ahead for the next couple of days that are going to follow. So your workouts and stuff will be able to get you back on track within the next couple of days. The problem with the option number 3 is that that's where a lot of people get derailed, because what happens is all bets are off, and it then becomes all bets are off on Friday, the weekend. We're eating leftovers, and that's where people really start to fall off the wagon, because then we're right bumped up against the other holidays, and you just start to continue to decline. So I think you really need to have yourself at least option number 2. Now, option number 1, again, that's a good option. I wouldn't say that that's not a good option. It's a challenging option for sure, because it's very restrictive, and in our culture and society, we certainly enjoy breaking bread together. So I wouldn't want you to not be able to do that, but there is certainly a way to find the good healthy foods, the white meat and the vegetables, that you can certainly enjoy that without going too crazy. So a couple other things that could definitely help at this time of year. Look around in your communities. A lot of places have a turkey trot where you get out and do a 5K first thing in the morning. If that's your thing, it's a great way to kind of get a couple of those calories burned early in the day, and then it makes it a little bit easier. And plus you have a little bit more, calories that you can burn, that you can eat later when you burn those off early in the morning. So look for maybe a 5K turkey trot or something like that in your community. That's a great way to get your calories, elevated so that you can enjoy a little bit more. Or if there isn't anything like that, just go for a walk in the morning. Just make it a family thing. Grab some friends and family and just say, hey, listen, let's go for a walk this morning. Let's just go out and we'll have a conversation. And yeah, you may not burn tons and tons of calories, but at least it's a way to just start getting your metabolism going, and you can feel a little bit better about the meal that you're going to eat later that day. The other thing you might want to do, if this, just to kind of reinforce some of this, is you might want to start looking back at your mindset and your goals. I have 2 videos on that. You want to kind of remember, hey, why am I losing weight to begin with? And that you also want to remember that the last time you decided to lose weight and you got derailed, you don't want to ever give up. Don't let this day be the day that causes you to fall off the wagon. So if you wanted to review a couple other videos, they're right here. They're really great. They're going to be good reminders so that you get your mindset strong and ready for this day and going forward, and also to remind you of your goals as to like, hey, what am I trying to do? What am I looking forward to in the future, so that you don't just lose track of that in one day.